The Leaning Tower of Pisa.
Long ago in the city of Pisa, Italy, there was a beautiful public square called the Plaza of Miracles. There was a lovely cathedral in the square, but it had no bell tower. This made the people sad. They had no way of knowing, however, that one day their city would have the most famous tower in the world.
In 1172, a wealthy lady named Berta di Bernardo died, leaving 60 gold coins in her will to buy stones to begin the construction of a bell tower in Pisa.
Thank you, Berta.
A beautiful bell tower will honor the city. In 1173, town officials chose a spot to build the tower.
The ground here is soft and sandy. It's perfect. Uh-oh. That's a problem.
Only 5 years after work began, the tower began to lean to the north. This was first noticed during the construction of the third floor.
Does that look straight to you? Not really. Builders added more weight to the other side, using wedges and stones to try to straighten the tower. But this only caused it to lean in the other direction. Later, it was discovered that the tower was built on unstable ground, made up of layers of sand and clay. The weight of the building caused some places to sink more than others.
After 5 years and 3 stories, construction was stopped. Later, construction would be delayed several times more because of wars. Modern analysis has revealed that these unscheduled stops are the main reason the tower still exists today. The interruptions allowed the ground to settle, which strengthened the foundation. Had this not happened, the tower would have fallen over.
If the tower hasn't fallen in 100 years, I think it's safe to finish it. Get your half-finished Tower of Pisa souvenirs! How cute.
1272. Nearly 100 years later, work started again. A new architect named Giovanni de Simone decided to fix the tower by tilting the new construction in the other direction, creating a slight banana shape.
This will fix it.
But the builders made the upper stories too heavy, causing the tower to lean even more. In 1278, work stopped again after the 7th story was built.
Nearly 100 years later, in 1370, an architect named Tommaso d'Andrea added a special room on top, where a 3.5-ton bell was installed. This made the top of the tower even heavier. I wouldn't stand there if I were you.
The tower continued to lean for nearly 400 years. This was a great embarrassment to the people of Pisa. How could their perfect city have such a flawed tower?
Isn't that tower leaning?
Tower? What tower?
Then in 1817, a pair of English architects traveled to Pisa to measure the tower and draw pictures of it. Soon fascinated tourists around the world came to Pisa to see the odd tower.
Ooh, how wonderful!
Isn't it charming?
What a thrilling sight! In 1838, an architect named Alessandro della Gherardesca dug a trench to expose the bottom part of the tower, which had sunk into the earth. His idea, however, wasn't a very good one.
Since the trench was below the water table, it caused water to flood the south side of the tower, making it even more unstable. That's a problem. You're fired! Serious efforts began when the 20th century started. Many plans were proposed to stop the tower's potential collapse. In 1934, workers drilled 361 holes into the tower's base and poured in 90 tons of cement to stop the tower from leaning further. In 1966 and 1985, more cement was added. This will fix it!
However, as a result, the tower began to slowly move in several different directions, and the situation became worse.
Oops, that's a problem.
By 1990, the 185-foot tower was tilting 15 feet and was very unstable. Government officials closed it in spite of public outrage, and the tourist revenue that would be lost.
During the 1990s, several more efforts were made to stop the tower from tilting further. In 1995, engineers made a big mistake by adding huge weights to one side. They even froze the ground with chemicals and installed anchoring cables. Unfortunately, the tower began to lean more and more. In 1996, engineers decided to remove soil from beneath the tower's foundation.
Holes were drilled on the north side of the tower, and soil was removed. Engineers hoped the remaining soil would settle, causing the tower to settle with it.
Just a little at a time. I hope it doesn't get too straight. No one would come to see the straight Tower of Pisa.
This method proved to be the most successful so far, and the engineering team managed to reduce the incline angle back to where it was in 1970 and stabilized the tower.
Pisa's Leaning Tower safe for 300 years. The Leaning Tower of Pisa is stabilized and safe for now, expert says.
Rome, Italy News. According to an engineer who has been monitoring the project, the famous Leaning Tower of Pisa has been successfully stabilized and is out of danger for at least 300 years.
The tower's 4-meter tilt hasn't worsened since the extensive engineering project that ended in 2001. It was closed to visitors for nearly 12 years, reopening in December 2001 at the end of the biggest phase of the restoration project. Officials, however, have made it clear over the years that they have no plan to straighten the tower, which would take away the unique characteristic that continues to draw tourists from around the world.
2001. The plan worked. The tower returned to a stable angle and was officially reopened to tourists.
It's perfect! Don't touch a thing. Check back in 300 years.